What's up, y'all? It's Jummo World. I know it's been a minute since the last video, but look, I'm gonna be telling you guys how to make it as an artist in the music industry from an engineering standpoint. Look, I'm an engineer. I've been in a lot of studios. I've been in different rooms. I've been in rooms with A&Rs, other artists, other big artists. I've been in the studio with managers, label execs, producers, and other engineers. So I'm always a fly on the wall. I'm always listening. I'm always, gaining knowledge and just listening more than I talk, So I've gained a lot of insight and aware of how to move as an artist. So I'm just gonna give you guys what I've learned, and maybe it can help you to grow as an artist and to become the artist you want to be. So stick around to the end of this video, all right? So, tip number one, I'm sure you guys have already heard it. I'm sure you guys know it, but you have to spend money. You got to spend money, all right? And I don't mean spending money on clothes and jewelry and cars and all that. No, like, you have to spend the money on, hold on. You do have to look good. You have to dress good. You have to smell good. You have to, be the artist that you want to be. Be the artist that your favorite artist is. I'm sure your favorite artist isn't bummy, right? So don't be bummy. But anyway, money, right? So you guys are going to want to spend money on studio time. I mean, you can record just yourself, or you can find a little, a small in-home engineer or in-home studio or whatever, and just get your stuff recorded. But at the end of the day, you want to be where other people in the music industry are. And a lot of time, these studios are where they are. You're going to have your A&Rs walking around in these studios doing day-to-day things. You're going to want to meet those people, You're going to have managers at the studio all the time. You're going to have engineers at the studio all the time. You're also going to have producers in the studio looking for artists, You're going to have producers trying to sell their beats and trying to get their beats off. So a studio is like a good hub of all these things. So as an artist, you're going to want to spend some money on some studio time, and you're going to want to just network, which also is my tip number two. Networking is not always what can that person do for you, but networking is majority of what you can do for that person, right? As an artist, you're coming from this unique place where you don't have you might not have the ability to engineer or produce, so you can't get in the room that way. So you got to find what you can do for that person. How can you help that person, Because once you come at it from that aspect, you're way more likely for that person to help you along the road, You don't always want to take, but you want to give, you want to put money in their pocket, whether that's physically giving them cash or just doing something that can in turn make them money. It's like an investment. It's a relationship. Invest in that person so they can invest in you. Don't always approach them, hey, listen to my music, hey, listen to my music, hey, listen to my music. No, if you create a relationship with that person, they're gonna eventually come up to where, hey, do you do music? What do you do? And that's where you can introduce your music, but you don't want to come off as that person that's always just trying to get their music off, and you want somebody to listen to their music, which also goes into tip number three. Once you done got your money up, once you done spent the money on the right things, once you've been in the studio, once you done network, that means you already know some people. And once you know some people, as an artist, you want to create you a team. You want to build a team. The two most important people on your team is going to be that manager, and it's going to be your engineer, right? Because your manager is going to get you into these events, into these shows. Your manager is going to already be on game with what's going on, in your city, in your local area, what things to go to, what pubs to go to, what bars to go to, what open mics to go to, and what songwriting camps, producing camps. As an artist, you want to get into these rooms, and your manager is a lot of the times going to be the person to get you in those rooms, right? And also, none of this matters if your music doesn't sound good. And as an engineer, my job is to make your music sound good, no matter how bad the beat might be, no matter how many times you might have messed up. My job is to make whatever you give me sound good. So you want to definitely invest in a great engineer. That's going to take you a long way. Other things that you need as an artist and to build your team, you're going to need somebody that's good at social media. You're going to need somebody that's good at marketing. And that's also tip number three, man. you got to play the social media game. That is what it is. I mean, that goes without saying. Social media is sort of how everything is marketed nowadays anyway. So you want to interact with as much people as you can. You want to get your music in front of the most people as you can, right? And the way to do that is by being able to be marketed without even being there. And social media is one of those things that you can do. A way that you can use social media is definitely showing that you're bigger than life. In your social media, you want to have a presence of you've already made it. People follow people that's made it. People don't usually tend to, follow people that aren't doing anything or don't look like they're doing anything. It's sad to say, but I mean, you have to play that social media game. You have to look larger than life. Everything has to be big. Everything has to, look good, have quality content, good looking content. You don't want to just be at home, with a horrible background, looking like you're at your grandmother's house. You want to make everything look larger than life. You don't want to give off that impression that you're just starting out. A lot of people don't follow those artists that's just starting out. So you have to look like you're doing something for them to follow you. I know it's unfortunate, but it's a game you got to play. And that goes into number 5. At the end of the day, you should have done this before tip number 1. But you guys, as an artist, you have to study. You have to know music, you have to understand music, being able to communicate your ideas. You have to be able to study. I would say find you a good music production book and learn the ins and outs of production. That way you don't get taken advantage of by a producer. You don't get taken advantage of by a manager. You don't get taken advantage of by an engineer. You already know what you're looking for. You know how to communicate what you're looking for, right? So you guys are definitely going to want to either YouTube some videos or find you a great book and just learn what you can. You don't want to be that person in the room that, hey, this just doesn't sound right. Like, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't sound right. You don't want to be that person. You want to be that person. Hey, I think this needs more reverb. I think you need to add a little bit more delay. Hey, can you add some distortion at this point? Can you break the beat? Stop the beat right there. Pause the beat and then bring it back in right there. Can you verify the beat? You want to be able to communicate these ideas that you have to your engineer and to your producer so that they may bring your vision and bring your idea to life. So if you stayed around this long, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be coming out with another video about how to make it in the industry as a producer. And then I'm also going to do another video as in how to make it in the industry as an engineer, as a manager, and as an AR. These videos are going to keep coming. So you guys are going to stick around and listen to what I got to say. I've been in the rooms. I have the knowledge. So yeah, it's Jumbo World. I'm out.